Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Worthy, Worth It, and Priceless. And this episode is called You Don't Know the Whole Story. Oftentimes, we look at our life and the situations that it is, and it feels like it's not going to get better. It's like we feel as though this is it. We may feel as though we have no purpose, nothing to look forward to, nothing to live for. I remember years ago, I felt that same way. Before everything that I'm doing now, before the books, before becoming an artist, all those things, I had just graduated from college and it just seemed like, nothing was going right. I wasn't in the right frame of mind and things like that. And it was at that moment that I just really didn't want to be here anymore. And if, um, my plans have succeeded, you would have never known who I was. There was no worthy, worth it, and priceless. There was no encouraging words. There was nothing. There was no music or anything. And so the encouragement that I want to give to you is you haven't met your best self. You haven't met the version of you that God has created for you to live or for you to be. And sometimes we think just the situations that we're going through, like, I understand and I'm not, picking on anyone for anything, but we feel as though sometimes that job that we got that suddenly ended or whatever happens in our lives, we feel as though it is totally the end. But I will say, through all the trials that I've been through in my life, it has made me stronger. And it had basically shaped me into the woman that you see today. It's also like, how you see a seed or whatever, you see on certain channels, they have it where they'll show you how everything happens or how a plant grows from the seed. And it has to be basically shaped and molded and it is a hurting process, to be released from that shell, but it's necessary in order for it to grow. I don't know why, you may have lost your job or certain situations have happened, but there's a lesson in those things. That is the time that we ask God, what was this for? And I know sometimes um, it has been said, you don't question God or whatever, but this isn't the point of like questioning God, is actually seeking God for guidance. You allowed that job, and this is what I'm saying you would say to God, sorry. God, you allowed that job to get rid of me, or however that happened. What was this for? God, please help me to see what I'm supposed to see in this moment. And if you want to put a little razzle dazzle on it, you can also ask God, please show me how good it can get from here. But that's the thing. We need to get closer and draw closer to God in those types of situations. And I know you're like, but girl, I have bills to pay and things like that. You're looking, and please forgive me, um, I'm not trying to be selfish to your needs, but you may be looking on the surface. You don't know certain times God will allow that job to either get rid of you or for that situation, whatever you're going through, to be over, not by your hands, but by His hands. Because sometimes we won't leave the situation until we basically get kicked out. But there's a process. There may be things that you said, like, God, I want this business to grow or whatever. And then at the end of the day, like I said, you lose your job or something like that. And you're like, what was this for? And it could be so you could spend more time on that business that you really wanted to, or where you were going, or at that job that wasn't your forever. And you were basically getting too comfortable in that situation. There's more for you than what you can see, but you just have to see it. And sometimes God has to make you uncomfortable for you to see it. You have to get uncomfortable. Sometimes you won't move until you get uncomfortable. And God knows that He basically knows how to get you uncomfortable to get you to the place that you need to get to. So if it has to happen where you lose that job, you lose that friendship, that relationship is over, He's allowing it to happen so that you can become the best version of yourself that He created. There's more inside of you, and sometimes we won't see it because we're too comfortable. We're around the wrong environment, but it's familiar. We know that this is probably not a place that we need to be in, but we want to stay stuck only because it's comfortable. And when you're in a comfortable place, you don't want to move. Think about when you get on your couch after work or something like that. Whatever your comfy place is, when you get there, you are not moving. Sometimes for me, it's like once I get home, that is it. You know what I mean? You better catch me while I'm out because once I get home, that is it. And that's how sometimes we are. But God has to get you out of that place for you to see that there was more to your life than what you see today. So there's more to your story. You just have to keep living. I know you can't see it right now. I know your situation may be even worse than losing a job. There may be eviction notices and things like that. But I want to challenge you to ask God, God, what is this for? God, what am I supposed to see in this? Walk me through this because I can't do it on my own. And He'll do it for you. And so, no matter what you're going through, I'm praying for you. Know that you have worth, you have value, you are always worthy, worth it, and priceless.